Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start the show. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ann Rossley. I'm here with Kyle Harvey. We both sell Chicago with Baird Warner's Gold Coast office, and we're here to talk about what's happening in the Chicago housing market. And I had to wear my hat because you asked me before what I did this weekend.
Somebody went to the Cub game.
I did. I went to the Saturday game where we beat
21?
the Pirates 21-0 in an 80-degree sunny day. By the way, don't confuse me for our colleague in the business who wears Cubs hats with his business jackets.
Yes.
No, that's not me.
You know, I went to law school with him.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a glorious day. It was the best day ever.
So first of all, my stepfather, who just got back in town, told me the score, and I'm like, "You're kidding, right?" I thought maybe he was, dreaming, jet lag, and I was like, "No, that's the football score."
That is a football score. I know, right? It was crazy. And then we had more entertainment. We had two young Parker grads sitting next to us, just like a year or two out of school, who flew back to see the Bulls in the playoffs, which was a horrible defeat by 30 points on Friday. Then they came to this game, which was but evidently, and I don't keep track of like the gossip columns and who's who and, media and whatever. But he's sitting next to me, and we're 5 rows behind where the Pirates are on deck, right?
Uh-huh.
So he yells at this player, "How's Vanessa Hudgens?" And I'm like, "What does that have to do with anything?" And he goes, "That guy there, he dates Vanessa Hudgens." My husband next to me says, "Who's Vanessa Hudgens?" And our friend next to him says, "Come on, you didn't watch like High School Musical or any Disney TV?" It was so funny. So then finally he's heckling him, and finally the guy's name's Cole Tucker, good looking young guy, turns around and goes, "You are flippin' weird." He got up to bat and struck out.
Well, see, good work.
So that was my fun weekend. Oh, Lordy,
that
Lordy.
is fun. Good heavens. Wow.
I just got a call. Apt Electronics is telling me what time they're coming to fix my dryer.
Excellent.
I'll deal with that later.
I have nothing to share other than I went live with a new listing at the end of the week, and I think it's going to be under contract today.
That's awesome.
Hey, yeah.
That's the market.
And we got stuff from you. We're going to have some pictures from you.
Yeah, I have some things coming up. I'm going to toss my husband the phone here. I don't think so. I think they're just calling to tell us what time. Okay, I'm live. Everybody, this is my husband checking on the dryer.
Tom. All right.
Okay.
Let's start stats.
Okay, let's do stats. Let me first get rid of our names. And then.
Whoopsie.
Well, I need you to remove that, Dolly. There you go.
All right.
Okay, so share screen.
I've somehow done something to make this a full screen.
There you go. Okay, let's talk Chicago stats. All right, I'm focusing mainly today on neighborhood by neighborhood single family homes. Got a couple other slides thrown in, but median sales price for a single family home. This is a 10-year chart. And I didn't include near north because near north single family homes are skewy because there aren't so many of them and they're extravagantly priced. So these are the 4 neighborhoods I say are pretty standard single family homes in downtown Chicago. First of all, Lincoln Park, median sales price of $1,685,000. 10 years ago was $1,300,000. Lakeview, today $1,375,000. 10 years ago was $1,053,000. North Center is our purple line, $1,210,000 to get a home in North Center. And for those of you maybe not so familiar, North Center is where a lot of the Chicago public schools are that people move to be in those neighborhoods. So $1,200,000 today, 10 years ago, $795,000. And Westtown has our biggest growth spurt in single family home prices. Was a million one today. 10 years ago, 600,000 was the median sales price for a single family home.
Wow.
All right, so now we're going to take some neighborhoods that are more up and coming. So Logan Square, now the median sales price is $899.9, but look at this. It was not always this big and up and coming. Median sales price of $375 10 years ago. So look at that increase from $375 to $899.9. That's just shot up.
It's a huge story.
Yeah, Lincoln Square was more regular at 467,250, and today it's 871. So it's gone up, just not as steeply. And in fact, Logan Square has surpassed it.
Logan Square, well, I think Lincoln Square too, but Logan Square has some big houses.
They do.
That for a long time were deeply undervalued. And so, and I guess Lincoln Square too, but I mean, Logan Square had along Logan Boulevard, especially
Yeah.
big houses.
Well, and I would say, I mean, I remember when there was all the push to be around the Brown line, and that's pretty well built up now.
Mhm.
And I would say in the last 7 years, people have discovered the Blue Line as a commuting option. And so up, through Logan Square and then into Avondale, which is the other one that's
Yes.
just gone through the roof. So today, now 561.5 is down here. It was higher, but it was at 223 for a
So-
median single family home.
So one of the things that's going on with Avondale is, in my little bit of watching, is if that price dipped from 2021 to 2022, I think it's because we're now down into people buying up really crummy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Tear down.
Or they were buying sort of crummy and building it up. I bet you soon when the redone houses are starting to be sold, it's going to be much higher.
Yes,
I think they're
that's a
buying
really good insight.
really crummy houses now.
Yeah, I like that. All right, and then Albany Park. Today the median sales price is 480,000. It was 210. Albany Park is rich in bungalows.
Yeah.
And those bungalows were 200 10 years ago, and now they're in the 480 range, but they don't have as many of the bigger homes. So I think wouldn't you agree?
I do, but surprisingly, bungalows are often quite large because they've often got a full, big basement. I mean, a really nice, full basement.
And then if you
can build up too.
You can build up, exactly.
The neighborhood allows it.
And we're seeing a lot of that right now.
Yeah.
All right, so month supply of homes in these neighborhoods, you'll see it's ranging from less than a month in North Center to 1.8 months.
All of them bunched around the bottom. My God.
And then, as you would expect in the emerging markets, it's even less. More in Avondale, which I think, as you said, people are putting their homes on the market there. So, year-to-date sales volume for single-family homes. This is January through March. In North Chicago Township, $177.5 million worth of home sales versus 140.9 last year. So we're up 26%, but the year before we were up 82%. So closings have just been gangbusters. And for Lakeview Township, which, as you know, is Fullerton to Devon, the lake to Western Avenue, 146 million in single family sales versus 141. But that 3% increase is on top of a 30% increase the year before.
It's not only on top of a 30% increase, it's on top of a terribly small inventory.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
This is dollar volume, not number volume.
Right. Exactly right. And so condos, now we're going to switch over to condos for a minute, just to show you. Condo sales in North Chicago, where you're going to find more condos, are up almost 33% over last year, which was up 16%. And then in the Lakeview Township, they're up 3% in volume, but that's over 54% from the year before. So Big stuff. And then I found some other interesting stats. Here's days on market for detached and attached. And this is for the whole Midwest real estate data. 2 years ago in March, you would have seen 109 days to get a contract for a house and 91 days for a condo. Today, 63 days for a condo and 53 for a house. That's days on market until the sale. Percent sales price of list price. And you and I have always told our clients who are listing, price it where you need to be because it's going to sell right at list price. Detached single family homes are selling at 99.2% of the last list price and condos at 99.1%.
I know.
So
I spent some time talking to one of my sellers. Don't price it too high. Price it exactly where it's going to sell because I can defend that price. If we
right.
price it too high, it's gonna screw it up. And I think we're gonna sell at or above the list price because we'll sell fast because we're paying attention. We did
Right.
it right. We've done so far everything right. So we'll see.
And those sellers out there who say to your agent, oh, somebody should just bring me an offer.
Yeah.
That's
They
not
won't
how
do
it's
it.
going to work.
They
You're going to
won't
be
do it.
overlooked.
They won't do it.
Okay. So this is the showing time index, and I've only got it through February, but they took a random week, the first week of January in 2014, and they called that 100%. So everything is based off of that. So in 2020, we were up 26 versus that date and up 16% versus the year before. In February of 2021, we were at a 185.6. And this year in February, we were at a 252. So in other words, like up 150% of the activity that was January of 2004. January of 2014.
So here's also something. People showing time index is only as good as the brokers who use showing time to monitor showings. There are many brokers, not a ton, but many brokers who refuse to use showing time. I use showing time because I want to be part of the data that they're collecting. So they've also, to be fair, showing time has gotten more uptake in its use by brokers, but there's still brokers who refuse to use it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I'd like to make it really difficult for people to make an appointment.
She's
Okay.
being sarcastic if you didn't know people. Yeah, no, seriously. If your listing agent isn't using showing time, then they are not using all the tools that are available to them and for you. It gives us a chance to confirm appointments quickly, make sure that we get you feedback, and we track everything in real time.
Yeah.
All right, number of showings per listing. Now, this is my last slide, and I'm just going to throw it out there. This is not showings total, this is per listing.
Right.
Okay, so even though we don't have a big inventory, so look where we were. Like the highest month ever was beginning of 2021, which doesn't surprise us. That was a monster time of the market. So we were over 12.5 showings per listing. Now I'm starting to see this trend. And I'm wondering, to myself, is this an indication of what's going on with interest rates? What happens when you see interest rates flip up is you see this mass crowding, like we've got to get in there and get our property before rates really go up. And then it starts to drop. So my question to you is, what are these rate increases doing? What's going to happen to the market?
Well, I have not been practicing real estate during a rising interest rate period. I've been lucky that while I've been working, it's been, 5% and under interest rates, and we're likely to be in the 4 to 6% for a while. I am seeing people continue to shop and shop fast.
Mm-hmm.
I see the number of showings as an indication that people are getting offers fast, that things are selling quickly. Um, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think we're going to see what I would call is a normalization or a stabilization of the market. Slowly.
Yeah.
As of today, it's still very busy. And in part, why it's busy, I've had a number of clients change from being renters to buyers because rents are ridiculous right now. And we're having bidding wars with rentals. And I don't do a lot of rentals, but I just did one for one of my client's sons. And I had another client that said she's just going to wait where she is for a while because she just absolutely cannot approach what she's in right now. However, she's in a building that's being deconverted, so she's going to have to make a move. And if I were a betting gal, I'd say she's going to make a purchase because it's just even with upticks in mortgage rates, it still makes better sense to buy.
Absolutely. So our colleague Renata was telling me that she had a listing that she thought she'd rent for 3,000, and it rents for 4,000 now because of
Yeah,
the competition among renters. People,
yeah.
if you can buy, buy. That is the and remember, you get an introductory interest rate, you can refinance later. I mean, just it's not like you're set in stone for the next 30 years, but what you are is you're capped for the next 30 years.
Right.
So, on some level, it really makes sense, but it also feels more expensive than it felt months ago.
It feels that way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I give it to you. It
So,
does. It feels more expensive. Okay, let's go to our next thing. What have we got?
yes. You're up next.
I'm up. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Big
we're going
girl.
to talk about deeply, this is a Kyle quote, deeply unusual properties.
Well, it's
I'm very excited to see this segment.
okay. Um, so I'm now. Ooh, look at that. So I am now going to go back to the start. So these are properties that don't often come on the market or are unusual.
Love
And
it.
I was introduced to this by an article in Chicago Magazine. So the first one is 415 um, West Surf. And that's in
Orphan.
East Lakeview, Southeast Lakeview. So Surf is the first street from Lincoln Park, um,
North of Diversity.
north of Diversey. And this is look at this cool. This is I think it originally was a house, but it is currently a 4 flat, and it's on the market for $4.6 million. Okay, so now
No.
I have to do it over here. I know. Look.
Okay.
So you can each floor, and I'll show you the floor plan in a minute, can be an apartment or a typical floor plan, but this is its original condition, a lot of it, built in 1910. It was the style is Flemish English, and the whole building is 15,000, just about 15,000 square feet. So for the people who
Wow.
need a mansion in East Lakeview, but look at
Look at the windows. Oh my gosh, those look like the windows of my old house.
aren't they
Huh?
cool?
They're very cool.
So I wanted to give somebody
Not so cool.
no, I know, but don't you love that shower? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So this is a typical floor plan. I mean, these are big apartments per floor.
So they're
Uh,
like four units. So, and you said so basically just under 4,000 square feet per unit.
yeah,
That's huge for one
huge.
level.
So
Wow.
this is the location of the refrigerator is the only difference on these floor plans. But there's a garden level that's I think that's probably at least 1,300 square feet.
Wow.
So just you could, if you bought it, you could rent it out, live in one and rent it out. But I got to tell you, 4.6 million means it's unlikely to. Anyway, I'm
So
just saying.
okay.
What do you?
Oh, look at this.
So this is mid-century modern, and unfortunately, this is so charming that it's under contract already.
Oh, I
This
love it.
is
Where's that?
313 Long Acres Lane in Palatine. First of all, agents, please note how beautiful a dusk um, out exterior picture is. Doesn't
Yeah.
that look beautiful? That's the first
Okay.
picture on the listing.
Okay.
Gorgeous. So it's an L-shaped, or excuse me, a J-shaped building built in the
Uh-huh.
mid-century, 1960. It's based around a courtyard, and it is on the market. Well, it's probably sold for less than that. It sold in 23 days, or went under contract in 23
Wow.
days at 435 in Palatine. And it's a good size. They don't tell you how it's 2,400 square feet, or just under 2,400 square. But look at those cabinets. Doesn't it look like everything's going to fall out?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Obviously, the shelves
Right.
are flat. But look at how funkadelic that is.
I love that it's all still there. That's so cool.
Uh huh. I mean, look at that
Look at
wood.
the wood.
I mean,
Wow.
and then all that outdoor space. So that's
That
what
is
the
so
floor plan
fun.
is like.
Oh, okay.
I think it's really cool.
Does it say how many square feet? It looks like it's a good size house, bigger than it looked from the outside.
I think the bedrooms are small. It says it's
Okay.
2318 square feet according to the assessor. Um,
Okay.
but because you don't count the garage.
Right. Right, right.
So, but that's a nice big garage. I mean, look how
Yeah.
cute this house is.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Now, this is crazy.
Oh, that's
This too
fun.
is under contract. So this house in Riverside, North Riverside, excuse me, that's what it's
Yeah.
called, has been on the market for the first time since it was built. So it has been owned since 1933, the century of progress.
No kidding.
No, it's not the century. Is it the century? What was the 1933 World's
That
Fair?
was Century of Progress.
Century of
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah.
Um, it's had two owners in the same family. That's why it's never come on the market since.
Wow.
Doesn't it look sort of fairy tale-ish?
It does. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So look at how crazy the inside is.
What is that
Um,
ceiling? That's not
yes.
your popcorn ceiling. That's some kind of swirly thing. It's kind of
So,
cool.
back then in the 30s, and especially in North Riverside, apparently, a lot of these houses were sort of um, really made for the owner, and not, they were sort of idiosyncratic and weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is it.
Well, he had it built, the owner had it built for himself. It
Exactly.
wasn't like a spec house.
I know, but look at that ceiling.
I
So
love it.
doesn't it look sort of like it should be in a movie? I would
Yeah,
rent
it does.
it out to movie sets. Look at that.
That is really fun.
I mean, look at that bathroom.
Okay, that's been updated since 19, what'd you
I don't
say?
know. I mean, the
33?
tile looks original.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know. The sink
Oh,
probably,
yeah, they've got kind of that, yeah, maybe. That
and a
would be,
nice big yard. Okay,
I like that one. How much was that one for sale for?
and it's gone 500, 500,000,
500. Oh, wow. Okay.
and it sold in 16 days. Went under contract in 16 days. So this is still active. This is a property in Hyde Park on University Avenue, so
Hmm.
5320 South University. So
Okay.
they have big lots there. This is 50 by 164. That's the joy of Hyde Park, is these ginormous lots.
Right.
This was built, oddly enough, in 2004.
Yeah,
Which
it's not like your typical vintage home in Hyde Park. Okay.
it sort of looks more 80s to me, but
Yeah.
it's by Scott Rapp, who's apparently a Chicago architect.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
So,
know
but
who
look
he
at
is.
so you're gonna notice all the movement. There's a lot of uh,
Yeah.
movement in shape. The all this curvy stuff.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Sometimes these contemporary homes do not stand the test of time, but this one looks like it could be the 2000, what was it? 2000 version of the 1933 Riverside house. That's kind of
Yeah.
fun. Got
So
like a courtyard in the back.
I think that's their backyard, but of course they didn't put backyard photos. I'm like, really? Um, so this is it. That's all I have. But
So what's the price and what's the square footage on that one?
the price is 2.75 million, and
Okay.
it's 6,100 square feet, so
Oh,
huge.
wow.
But here's the thing: the Hyde Park is the neighborhood. Stop share screen. Stop sharing screen. Stop. Is the neighborhood where unusual isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right. Right.
That would not sell in Lincoln Park.
Yeah, Lincoln Parkers don't go they like that more traditional look.
Yeah.
But I love that house. That was really fun.
So it's still available for all of you who are interested. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, oh, and here's another thing about it.
Yes.
It was featured in Crane's Luxury Home of the Week. And I was
Oh,
expecting, because luxury homes of the week often sell really quickly because they get exposure to people who often can
right.
afford or looking, whatever for. And I was expecting for it to be under contract. It's not under contract yet. It's been on the market for 12 days, but Luxury Home of the Week is before it hits the market. So it came on before it went
Oh,
on the market. So it's been known for probably 3 weeks,
okay.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to show you a couple of new listings just
Excellent.
to tickle your fancy. Let's see if we can get this one going.
Oops.
Hold on a minute.
Ooh, wee, look at that.
Let's give you, first of all, let me get rid of this. Hide our names.
Okay.
I'm going to do this again. Share.
Share.
Oh, I lost it. Oh, how did I lose it? Oh, I didn't mean to tease you all. Let me show you something else while I'm pulling that up. Here we go.
I love this.
Here it is. So this is the long-awaited 940 West Castlewood. This is the one that we had to get the cleanout crew in. Uh,
Oh,
this is the inside. Now,
wow.
this is going to take major rehabilitation, but I just had to show you all this painting of the walls. This is the living room.
This is a
Here's
project,
the kitchen.
people. This is not move-in ready.
No, not only is it not move-in ready, it's going to be a major rehab for somebody, but it's got great space. It's on this
Oh,
historic.
yeah.
It'd be a great opportunity. The 4 bedrooms and a bath on the second floor.
Oh,
First floor is this big living room with this screened-in porch. It's actually heated in here, so that's part of the square footage. Dining room, kitchen, and then big basement. So that's that one. And then let me share 2 more quick ones with you.
I grew up
Share.
playing with a friend who lived in a house that was a mirror image to that house on Castlewood.
This
Such
is hitting next week,
ooh.
1250 Michigan. And I have to say, this is a great building because you are close to everything. You've got 3 grocery stores within 2 blocks. You're close to every expressway.
The red line.
And this was the red line. This is the developer's unit that my clients bought 5 years ago. And you still have
Nice.
some views through. The NEMA was put up that's partially blocked, but it's got
Nice.
these beautiful burled cabinets, open, pretty kitchen, master built-in closet, pretty bath,
Big bathroom.
and then the balcony, and then the
That
pool in the
balcony
back.
is nice. It looks like they've spent some time to make sure that was a nice balcony. It doesn't look weathered.
Yeah, no, well, and the balconies have been updated and redone, and it's in
Good.
great shape.
Good.
And then let's see if I can.
What's the price gonna be?
Oh, 335,000.
What was the price of Castlewood?
We haven't decided that yet.
Okay.
It's going to be under a million. Let me just tell you that. So then the last one is 658 Essex. Okay, bear with me. Share screen. Here we go.
Glen Ellen. Woo wee. Nice drone footage.
Isn't that something?
Very cool.
It's Lake Ellen, Glen Ellen.
Pretty. This footage gives you a real sense of the space. You don't have to come look at it. You really
Right.
get a sense. That this is now move-in ready versus the other people.
This house, I wasn't really familiar with Lake Ellen. Lake Ellen is this magnificent. You're walking to the train to come downtown. You're walking to the high school. You have views of this lake that you can go out in. It's so cute. And you may want to do a little paint to this unit, but I mean, it's a darling little house and it's on the market for $825.
What's the size of it?
I don't remember the square footage, but it's I don't remember the square footage. There's the backyard. We're not in our
Very
prime of our
cute.
spring yet, but
Where's that?
there's Lake
that
Ellen.
lake.
Look at that.
Cute.
And then of course Glen Ellen is such a cute little town.
How do we get rid of?
So, guys, if you have clients who are thinking of going to the suburbs and they're talking Hinsdale, Elmhurst, North Shore, don't forget Glen Ellen and live near Lake Ellen.
I know a lot of people, or a number of people who live in Glen Ellen who love it and would
Yeah.
never move. Never. So
there you go. I think it's a really good value for what you get.
absolutely.
Walk to the train, come downtown, and if you need to.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. Anything else you have to add to the conversation this morning?
No, but next week we've got wild properties for sale. So we're gonna have some
good.
funky
And we have questions that were sent in by viewers, so we'll get to those next week as well.
Excellent.
So thank you everybody for watching. This has been Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann. It was a pleasure sharing our properties and our thoughts with you, and we'll see you next week.